It's 92.7 WOBM. It's Justin Lewis. And on the phone right now, I have David Duchovny. Of course, you know David Duchovny, X-Files, Twin Peaks, Californication, much more. And he released his first album last year, got another album coming out. He's going to be coming to the shore touring his new album. David, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. So we're here at the Jersey Shore, and you're going to be coming to New Jersey in just a couple weeks.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, coming to the legendary Stone Pony. Tell me a little bit about it. What's bringing you here to the shore?
Well, we're going to be playing some music at the Stone Pony. We're going to play the first album, Hell or Highwater, and 4 or 5 tunes from the second album that comes out in the spring, and some covers, some fun covers for y'all.
Nice. So, yeah, Hell or Highwater came out last year. Tell me a little bit about it. It's your first album. You said making it was a dream come true. When did you start thinking about, you know what, I want to get into a studio and do an album?
I never had that thought. I mean, I just was playing guitar and writing songs, really just thinking, this is for me. And I started working with this guy in L.A. named Keaton Simons, who introduced me to another guy named Brad Davidson. It was really Brad that said, you know, let's really try to think about these songs as something that can be recorded. And then he hooked me up with musicians who worked on the album, Colin Lee and Pat McCusker, and the guys that I still work with today. And we made an album, you know.
Nice. What was that process like? I mean, obviously it's a lot different from making a TV show, making a movie. How was that music-making process?
It was terrifying for me because I never conceived of myself as a musician. I'm a new musician. I'm a novice musician. I'm not a good guitar player. I'm not a great singer. So these were all huge fear-inducing things for me. So there were moments like the first day I was supposed to record vocals on Hell or Highwater where I was lying on my back just saying, you know, guys, it. Let's just forget about it. Nobody knows we tried. Nobody cares. Let's just call it a day.
Right. And in the end, you didn't call it a day. You did the record. You put it out. Listening to some of the tracks on it, a little bit of a Tom Petty vibe I'm picking up. What are some of the influences?
Well, again, because I'm not like a schooled musician, I can't say that I set out to be influenced or to write like any of these guys, because basically I throw chords together and see if I can hear a melody, and then I write lyrics over that. But once it's done, and once we start producing the song, I have said to Colin, like, I'm hearing like a Tom Petty vibe on this. Sure. Let's pursue that. REM, Wilco, Dylan, Cohen. So, you know, and there are limitations of my voice, you know, where I'm not going to be able to emulate other people that I really like. Like, you know, I love Zeppelin, but I can't sing like Robert Plant, you know. So there's what I love and there's what I'm capable of. Sure.
And now taking the album on tour, coming to the legendary Stone Pony here, how is that getting up in front of crowds and, you know, doing something that you haven't done before as far as performing music?
Yeah. Well, at first, I'd be lying if I would have described it to you any other way than that it's my greatest fear in life would be to have to sing in front of people.
Sure.
And I'm not even kidding. So the fact that I do it without a certain amount of nerves is shocking to me. I'm not exactly sure why. The only way I can explain it is that at some point I realized that people came out to have a good time, and the people came out to hear music. And whether or not I'm hitting the notes perfectly is on the album is, you know, they're not really keeping score.
Sure.
They're just there to have a good time.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm there to make a connection.
Yeah.
And we're there to take a journey together. And if I up a few times, then it makes it even better.
And of course, the Stone Pony, it's a legendary venue here in Jersey. You spent a good bit of time in New Jersey. You went to Princeton.
I did, yeah.
How is coming to the shore to do a show at a place like the Stone Pony for you?
It's like another surreal step in the surreal journey of me being in a band or me playing music. You know, I grew up a huge Springsteen fan. I mean, I heard about the Stone Pony, you know, before. It's got a great name. Yeah,
well, as a Springsteen fan, a guy who spent time in Jersey, it's kind of a pilgrimage.
Right, exactly. I mean, you know, the only thing I can think of, like, if I could rock the Toad as well, I'd be fine.
There you go.
Up in New Haven.
Yeah, actually, I went to college up there.
There you go.
Now, tell me about the second album. So the first album, obviously, Hell or Highwater. What's the next one going to be like?
I think we're kind of branching out a little bit. The first album, all the songs that I write or have ever written are kind of, they start as folk songs, you know, like most rock and roll is really amplified country folk music. I mean, it just, the way you produce it gives it that rock sound, right? So, and that's still the way I approach writing songs, but I think, you know, in this album I was more open to kind of go towards like a 70s, 80s, like a Bowie feel at certain times, or even like Lou Reed and stuff like that.
Cool. And when can we expect to see that?
I think in the spring. We're done. It just needs to be mixed, and since we're touring, that's going to be put on hold for a minute, but soon.
Excellent. Well, I definitely need to ask you about your TV work, of course. So we're going to go ahead and go to part 2 to talk to David Duchovny a little bit more about his music and, of course, some of his iconic TV work. So stick around. Go to part 2 here on our YouTube page to check out more of my interview with David Duchovny.